Will the entire NFC East make the playoffs and all win their first games, leaving 4 teams left? Will the Lions win out and make the playoffs? Will the Indianapolis Colts beat the Chargers and go 4-0 against the AFC West? Will the Giants make the playoffs? It is Hot Take Tuesday. All these hot takes are from the Discord. We'll go through, look at every one. I'll show the hot take on the Tuesday. I'll give the person's name, which is basically a shout out. So you join that Discord. When I ask for the hot takes, you drop it, and then you basically get shout out because you're being featured in a video. Your hot take is being featured in a video. So welcome to Hot Take Tuesday. If you enjoy this video, premiere, make sure you like, subscribe, put the post notification bell on so you miss any future videos, premieres, Hot Take Tuesday. Join the Discord for that. So let's not waste too much time. Let's get right into these hot takes. So hot take number 1 is from Silver. Making it. I don't think that every NFC team is going to make it. The Giants and the Commanders have very difficult schedules to round out the year. One of those two are not going to make it. One of them will. You ask me, I think the Giants do. They have a little bit better of an O-line. Defense is a little better. They're shaky at the cornerback position. They can run the ball. Daniel Jones is a good game manager. That's about all you got there. Washington has Taylor Heinicke, who's played very good and come up big when he has needed to. He has a lot of weapons, Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin, but the schedules are just so difficult. The Commanders have the New York Giants, the Niners, the Browns, and the Dallas Cowboys. So that's a very difficult one. Do you beat the Giants again? They go on bye week, they come back, they play the Giants. So they can if whoever wins that game makes the playoffs. Because if you look at both of their schedules, the Giants, they play Philly twice. Don't know if they beat Philly once. Philly can put games away. Philly can come back. And if you don't put the game away, which the Giants cannot do, the Eagles will find a way to win. Great teams will find a way to win if you don't take advantage and put them away when you can, when you have the opportunity. A great team will do that. Great team will do that. You play Washington, that's a big one. I think whoever wins that one's going to make it. Then they have Minnesota. Then they have the Colts. The Colts are definitely a win. That's the Giants. The Giants have Philly twice, Washington again, Minnesota, and then the Colts. They probably beat the Colts. Minnesota, I could see them going in and beating Minnesota. Minnesota's such a weird team because their way they're winning is not sustainable. But Kirk Cousins has come up so big in the most important moments. So that one's kind of a toss-up there in a way for me. But that Minnesota defense isn't very good. But at the end of the day, when the other team doesn't have a great defense and your offense isn't really humming, your offense isn't capable of putting the game away, that's where the struggles come against those good teams. So I don't think they beat Philly. Whoever wins Washington, that Washington game, they beat Minnesota and they beat the Colts. And then Commanders, San Fran, they probably lose that one. Cleveland, that's a 50-50 depending on how Watson's playing. Watson did not look good this last week. Maybe he shakes off a little bit of rust. Dallas, that's probably a loss. Dallas is playing out of their mind. So that brings us to the other two teams. Philly, they're basically locked in. Dallas, they're basically locked in. So those two teams are locked in. So you're already at a 50% chance. It's hot take being realistic, but it's not. Because these two teams are playing each other again. Both schedules are extremely difficult. Only one of these two teams, between the Giants and the Commanders, make that playoff spot. So I'm going to go piping hot. I'm going piping hot because teams like the Seahawks are playing well. The Lions are hot. Watch out for the Lions. Even though they're going to need quite a few wins, they're really going to have to win out to have somewhat of a chance. Because the Commanders and Giants are 7-5-1, 7-4-1. The Seahawks are 6-5. The Commanders and Giants are going to help them out when one of them lose. If they tie again, whatever. The ties are definitely help. They're definitely in their favor when it comes to standings. Ties definitely do help against division opponents. Not really, and then other people, not really. Other teams. Then you have the Seahawks. I put the Seahawks schedule too because I thought that's worth noting because the Seahawks are looking pretty good, and you get 3 wild card spots. So you already have the Cowboys are locked in for one. The Cowboys are locked in. San Fran's winning their division. You have Seattle, who I think will make it. I think Seattle's going to make it. I think Seattle might be the 7th, and I think the 6th is going to be the Commanders or the Giants. It's just where I see it. So then on top of that, going and having them. So his second part here, I'm going to break this down into 2 parts. Not only will the AFC East teams make playoffs, he's saying all the AFC teams. I'm going hot because it's there. There's a chance. It's not very likely. There's somewhat of a chance. Both teams are playing well, have had good seasons. Now, for all of them to win a playoff game is absurd because you're gonna have Minnesota. I don't know if Minnesota wins a playoff game. You have the Bucks. They're winning their division, probably gonna make it with Tom Brady. I'm really interested to see how they play in the playoffs, how they do down the stretch here. You have the Niners. Niners and Dallas. I think one of those 2 teams come out of the NFC. Philly's definitely up there, but there's just something about Dallas and San Fran. I would love to see that be the conference championship. Love to see that. That would be such a throwback. But, with Jimmy G out, it hurts. But there's no tape on Brock Purdy. Playoffs come around, there will be, and those best defensive coordinators now will come up with the game plan. I kind of like Brock Purdy. I'm excited to see what he could do in the system. This system is set up for any quarterback to come in and play well. All these weapons, Deebo Samuel, all those other guys around them, really helps them. And I think that's the difference in helping a quarterback like Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, bring this team deep into the playoffs. I think it's capable. How much worse can you get? It's kind of a weird thing because you can't, Jimmy G is just a weird quarterback, man. He's, what he is, yet he brings the teams that are well built, decent teams, far in the playoffs. It's wild. But yeah, I'm gonna go piping hot for the second part. Hot for the first part, piping hot for the second. So then we're gonna move on to LCCJS27. He has 2 hot takes. His first one here. playing hard. And coaches, GMs, players don't go out there to say, oh, we're going to lose this one, so let's let it go. Let's let it be. No, that doesn't happen. Yeah, maybe general managers and team management will realize, yeah, this team isn't going to contend, so maybe they trade a few pieces for the future. Doesn't mean they're not going to go into a game and be like, oh, let's lose this one. Oh, okay, let's lose this one. They're making a fair assumption that they're not going to be able to be a contender or make a playoff run with the team that they have. The team is still going to play their hearts out. They're still going to play hard. Now, some games when, maybe it's like 40 to, or, like 35 to 10, and there's like 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, maybe. Maybe that's when players just have a hard time believing in putting it in. So, let's go back to it. Colts beat Chargers. That's so this is a good hot take, because as earlier I talked about, you have the Commanders and the Giants who are going to be fighting for a playoff spot. Both of them aren't going to make it. I think Seattle's going to make it, or maybe the Lions find a way. Just, and Dallas already has one wild card, locked up, and the Giants and the Commanders play again soon. That's probably gonna decide who wins that, who gets the third playoff, the third spot, which is gonna be the playoff spot. So Giants barely make it. I think the Giants. I think the Giants make it over the Commanders. So I'm gonna take the Giants in this one. I think they barely make it. So I'm gonna go cool, because I think it's likely. Even if you ask me if the Commanders did it, I'm still gonna go cool or warm, because it's likely. It's realistic. One of these two teams are going to make a playoff spot. One of these two teams are gonna miss. So that is it for Hot Take Tuesday. I thank you guys for tuning in to the JDW Sports Talk Show. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, put that post notification bell on so you don't miss any future videos. And this is going to be JDW Sports Talk Show. Oh, no. Hold up. Make sure to join that Discord so you can join for next week. Not necessarily join. Maybe in the future, have calls, like call-in Hot Take Tuesdays, and have you guys give me your hot takes, and we'll react to them live. But for now, we're just going to continue doing this. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, put that post notification bell on. This is W Sports Talk Show, signing off.